I generally come in at least 15 minutes late. I use the side door. That way Lumberg can't see me. And after that, I just sort of space out for about an hour.
Space out?
Yeah, I just stare at my desk. But it looks like I'm working.
We hired him. Anyway, that guy must be ecstatic at work because a new study shows that slackers, well, they're happy. And stars are feeling, well, not so happy. So Elizabeth McDonald who says this means those guys in Washington must be the happiest folks on earth. Ron Meyer back with us, so is John Cowan. This is an amazing study because the premise is that maybe you're lazy or indifferent, you're happy.
Yeah, since when is being busy happy, right? In other words, I don't think, I actually agree with this study. I think the study is right. I think the slackers who work, clearly in government seem to be the happiest because...
Well, have you run across slackers in private enterprise?
That too, but,
Are they happy?
Are they happy? You could,
I think a lot of them are high as a kite.
I think they're just happy.
Really?
Listen, Lily Tomlin said it best. You win the rat race, you're still a rat, right?
I guess.
I guess you guess.
Sure. Okay. Ron, I mean, to that point, though, what are we to glean from this? I mean, you know a lot of people, and you might have had friends in college like this. For all I know, it couldn't be you, Ron. Could be any of you. That you're just a happy person, not getting bogged down in the detailed drudgeries of life.
Well, it kind of reminds me of Office Space, but here's kind of what irks me about this study. If there's all these lazy workers who are unproductive, I don't understand. Only 3 in 10 people under 30 right now, 3 in 10 young Americans, only 30% have full-time jobs, so incredibly low. I know plenty of my friends are either underemployed or unemployed, would love to go in and actually work hard for somebody. So what I'd ask is the employers, whether in the federal government or in the private sector, if you know any of these people, I think it's time to probably let them go and let some of my energetic, excited, wanting to be productive friends go ahead and have their place.
John, do you think that you could be a productive worker and a happy worker at the same time, or is the rat race such that you're just tense? And part of the flip side of being successful is to be neurotic.
Well, I guess the tough question here is if I went and looked up this study while I was at work, would I be goofing off or doing actually serious work?
That's a very good point. That's an excellent point.
That's today's existential question.
I already did, and I can tell you no, but go ahead.
Look, there's a lot of other studies on a serious note that come to quite a different conclusion, which is actually a lot of people who are happy at work are happy because they're achieving really significant things and getting real results. And I don't mean monetary rewards. I mean the work they're doing is making a difference in the public or in the private sector.
Yeah,
but that's actually a lot of studies show that's why people are happy. There's also something else, which is if what they mean is literally goofing off, searching the web and playing Sudoku and whatever else you want to play, I'm pretty dubious in the end you're going to be happy because you might be happy that afternoon or that week, but you're not going to have a job and you're not going to have a house, you're not going to be able to pay your rent, and you won't be so happy.
Well, you could be stupid, right? I mean, there is something to blissful ignorance, right?
Yeah, there is. Listen, I'm not saying yes to slackerism, but I'm saying the people do get anxious, more anxiety, depression if they work 11 hours, and I think the boss doesn't want to see you in the office for 11 hours. They get sick of you. But I'll tell you something.
Careful. I mean, but.
I know, because you're my boss, and you're about to be sick of me right now. But, the thing is...
No, I'm just saying even our bosses but go ahead.
Yeah, I get that. And I'm going to have a meeting. I'm going to have a meeting right after the show.
They're happy people. Yeah.
But when the pace of life speeds up because you're so busy, is that such a great thing? Really, seriously. The faster we go, it seems like the less time we have. And that's not a great thing. I think people getting anxious over that,
too. Very deep. You're bumming me out.
I am bumming you out. But I've thought about it.
Okay.
But I think there's another thing here, too, which is goofing off, yeah, I don't think that really works in the workplace, but they might be kind of mischaracterizing this, which is there's actually a lot that goes on around the proverbial water cooler. So, for example, controversy at Yahoo right now with Marissa Meyer, where she said you can't telecommute. Well, one of the reasons for that's a very good reason. It's because when people are in the same space and hanging out and chatting, not necessarily about the deadline they're on, but about something else, a lot of good stuff and innovative, creative stuff is produced that way. Right. So there's probably an upside to a little bit of goofing off.
But, I think, maybe you can put this in a little bit of perspective, Ron. I think that, if you're really jazzed by what you do and you like what you do, we all would assume that the hours you work and how punishing your work schedule is makes you instantly a putz. You don't have to be. I mean, I know many managers and the type and hard workers, and, you know, Lizzie's a good example, work very, very hard. They're very pleasant, very, very funny. That, in other words, the workload doesn't make them a load of you-know-what. You enjoy being around them. So I don't know if I'd buy just the foundation of the study.
Well, exactly, because it's happiness versus satisfaction, right? I mean, I've had jobs, I'm in one now, where it's like I love doing what I do, and I'll work hard, and I won't slack off because that's what I enjoy doing. And I think that there are a lot of people like that. So I think it is a little bit of an overgeneralization, because there's a huge difference between just, you know, a thin happiness that's like, okay, I'm on BuzzFeed, I'm laughing at a picture with a dog or a cat, and then satisfaction, which means I have actually achieved something in my life. I can look back in 20 years and say, I have done something, I did this, I built this, I helped build this.
But Neil, you're talking. I think you might be. I'm probably wrong, but you may be talking about something else, and that is that happier people are great workers, and they're better and more productive, and bosses want to be around them.
Right,
they want to be around.
saying.
That's what you're saying, right? And grateful.
Yeah, I think,
people being grateful and happy are
well,
wonderful workers.
Generally, a